Hi, good morning, everyone. Today I'm here, again in front of you with a specific requirement, right? This requirement is completely a US-based requirement, and the primary eligibility for this is only US citizens can apply. Okay, no green card, no H-1B, and no other visas. The reason behind that is it is completely a government-based project. It is completely a government-based project. Okay, so that is the reason the minimum, okay, the mandatory eligibility is only for US citizens. Only US citizens can apply. This is all about the job. Okay, yeah. So now, before starting, as usual, right? So let's start with a good note. Okay. So last time we talked about money, life importance, right? So now let's talk about, supporting, okay, importance of supporting each others, right? So what I personally feel is that, if you have capability to support someone, please support, okay? If it is within your limit, please support, okay? Or if you are not willing to support, at least let's not do harm to that guys. Okay. If it is possible to use support, if not, let us leave to them only so that they will learn and do it. Let's not do harm to them. You understood what I'm saying, right? Yeah, this is the one. Now, coming back to the point, I just share my screen and explain you about the job requirement. I hope you can see my screen now. Yeah. So as I told you, right, this is a completely US-based remote project. Okay. Eligibility is US citizens only can apply. Okay. And here the role what we have is SAP EWM architect role. We have 5 open roles. 5 open roles. Initial contract would be for 6 months with a possible extension, and it is a multi-year project. It is a multi-year project, right? If you are US citizen, then only listen to the rest of the video, else please you can skip out. No other visas are entertained here because it is US based project. And this is the rate, which they are offering. Okay. So here, now coming back to this job roles and responsibilities, right? So it is a common responsibilities of EWM architect. So there is tens or something special here. All are common here. And if I see here, they're talking about EWM solution analytics dashboard, KPI matrix. So when they talks about the dashboards, right, you may have to have experience of integrating several dashboarding tools like minimum experience with those dashboarding tools, Power BI, ClickView, SAC, right? The minimal playing around with those kind of tools and integration knowledge. And here you see they have, they talked about ECC, S4HANA, EWM, HANA, data analytics, and SAP Fiori, right? So you should be in a position to say, what are the limitations, pros, cons, and if there is any kind of workarounds for those limitations to make sure that business solution is in progress to have the smooth, successful day-to-day business, right? And see here, they're talking about data process integration points with the other ERP systems. Okay, so I don't see very anything important or anything what is it special here. So most of the things are common to you guys. Maybe when you talk about EWM, right? So you should be coming from your MM background, MM EWM, MM WM EWM, right? MM, WM, EWM. So maybe this will be your career, like what I would say, uh, the flow of your career. You started as your, with your domain experience, entered into then were WM and EWM. So that's where they're talking about all the supply chain process, and they're talking about best practices, right? Because as a solution architect, you should be in a position to talk about the best practices and implement the same. And business process, documentation, deliverable documentation, approvals needed, and uploading or keeping in a centralized place. That documentation like Share Portal, SharePoint, and there are so many centralized places, right? And all these things are quite normal, having verbal, and because you will be directly interacting with the business, right? So you should have good communication. And here they talk about Microsoft formulas, Excel pivot, because you may have to do some kind of what is it, presentations, right? And this project Visio. These are the tools, to show some kind of process flows, how your EWM process, right? So as I see the complete JD, what I would think of, right? Here, you should have hands-on experience in your prior experience. And right now, you should have at least 3 to 4 years of architect experience. And you should be in a position to provide them solution, right? When you go to the customer with a solution, you always go, with 1, 2 options. Okay, plan A, plan B, right? So you will go with option A, option B. Why you want to go with option A, or why you want to go with option B? So you should have that justification, right? So the tools around that your EWM system, you should have integration and how the data flows, crosses, the sequences, schedules, right? So that kind of architect experience, right? So once again, I repeat, it is completely for US citizens only, and it is a multi-year project. And they will conduct some kind of, I'm not sure what this is all about, because first time I'm dealing with, US citizens requirement, okay? Something, need to pass something, I am not sure about that. So maybe like, once, okay, your interview is cleared, they will do some kind of, clearance process, something, background check kind of thing. And once that is done only, I think, they will allow you to get into onboarding. Okay, so this is all about your job requirement. If you feel that you have that experience, so what I would say that a decent experience of total SAP, okay, 15 plus years, okay, a decent SAP EWM architect experience, 3+ years, okay. What I would say, if you have this experience, right? If you have these experiences, okay, please send your profiles to hr@jlksinfotech.com. Okay, so now the process would be something like this. Once you send your profiles to us by mentioning the role as subject of the email, and saying that you are a citizen, SAP EWM architect -US citizen, then straight away your profiles, everything will be forward to the next level, US. Those guys will do the screening, initial screening, profile screening. Then once the profile screening call is successful and the minimum documentation check is done, then your profile will be submitted to customer and you will have 1 round of interview. Once your round of interview is done, then it will be, the customer will do the required checks, whether you are a citizen or not. And, if at all any checks, as I told, I'm not sure what the checks they will do. Once that is done, they will be, deploying you, they will be onboarding you, right? So this is all about the requirement. So if you need the complete JD again, okay, you can no, pause this video and you can look into this. Or even if you have any questions, please write down to me. I can reply back to your questions. And if you need it complete JD also, you can write it to me. I will get it done for you. Okay. Yeah, I hope this is clear for you. So I wish you very good luck. Right. Good luck for your search, and thank you very much.